What's up, guys? Welcome back to my next part of my Doom Eternal video. Actually, we're going to be going into now Doom 64 first. Before I talk into the Doom Eternal battle mode, I want to talk about Doom 64. Now, I never got a chance to play Doom 64 when it came out in 97. The only Doom games I played growing up around that time, close to 2000, 2001, was Doom 1, Doom 2, because we had the FX chip in our Super Nintendo to make it run better and to not look bad the way most people said it did, even though when you put the FX chip in, it fixed that problem. But Doom 64 was a very different experience. I went into it thinking that, okay, this is going to be like traditional Doom, I'm going to know what I'm doing, and for the most part, it feels that way. The control, the style, the way you know how to get guns, the way you move around, you know, that original first-person shooter feel. But what's different is the tone and the vibe of the game. It feels like a remake, if I understand that this was the first remake of the original game, but it feels very different on its own. It feels like it's its own Doom game. And this wasn't developed by the original developers, by my understanding. This was made by the people that made Mortal Kombat, the early Mortal Kombat games. And I gotta say, they did a very good job. They took some of the enemy types. This was, by my understanding, by what I've seen, the early versions of new renditions. As you saw, the Pinky Demon has a different rendition. These levels have different renditions to them. They feel very different. They look different. The sounds in the map is... Let me talk about that. The sound effects. The guns sound really good. The monsters obviously sound good. The jump scares, the sounds they make. But the score is what gets you. The score is not traditional, bombastic, yeah, I'm gonna go in and shoot everything. No, it's very toned back and it gives you a creepy, atmospheric vibe. I mean, you could just be going through and the regular sound of the Pinky Demons. Imagine playing this game. Imagine if I did play this game when I had the the N64 back in 99. When did I have my N64? I had it for a long time. I just forgot when I first had it. But if I had this game probably would have freaked me out as a kid. You know, I think any kid would have got freaked out seeing those giant images lunging at the screen and you have your gun trying to shoot about. This is why they said that these early games were scary. They had very good vibes, very good soundtracks, very good atmospheric building to them. You can go in and explore these levels, and they do have areas that are bright and colorful and areas that are just downright dark and dismal. And you could hear random sounds like women screaming, babies crying, demonic chanting added into this eerie sounding soundtrack. But I kind of wish that this game would also be one of the ones to get the Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal redo, you know, with this level of design and this level of the way these enemies looked in this game, bring those in as well, because I'm sure that there's exclusive stuff to this game that I'm still discovering. Where I'm at in the game, I beat it very quickly, and then it brought back the password system. There's also cheat codes like original Doom, but this has its own cheat codes. And this game debuted what will be known as one of the most popular weapons called the Unmaker, and the Unmaker was only exclusive to this game and to Doom Eternal. The Unmaker is more of a demon energy type of plasma weapon that siphons off the enemy's health and fires it back at them. Also, all the weapons did get a redesign, to the chain gun, to the shotgun, to the BFG, to the rocket launcher, to the plasma gun. They all got different sounds, different renditions, and I wonder if this is where Doom 3 took inspiration from. It's a guess. It's what I'm wondering, because this feels like more like an early Doom 3 game before Doom 3. That's what this game feels like. The way you got to go through these levels, the way random stuff is just happening, the way the background music is filling the ambience or the ambiance of the level, the color palette, the structure. Doom 64 is one of those games that I feel bad as a gamer not being able to experience the first time, because I'm sure a lot of good was said about it, because how could it not be? This game is very different and very unique while feeling familiar to any Doom player. It just has a different style, a different feel to it. And if you can go into that knowing that it's not traditional Doom, but it is at the same time, then you'll have a good time. Now, on to the battle mode. The Doom 2016 had a multiplayer as competitive mode where you can level up, fight other players, and it was an old school multiplayer experience. Now, Doom Eternal decided to drop that in favor of more single player content, but they still wanted to give a competitive type of multiplayer mode. Now, how does this fare? This is a 3-player multiplayer mode, and how it works is 2 players or 3 friends if you're playing with friends, or if you're just playing online with strangers. There will be 2 players playing as demons and 1 playing as an enhanced version of the Doom Slayer. And your objective is to go in and kill the Doom Slayer. So it's a versus match with also enemies in between for the Doom Slayer to fend off, like AI bots. You could play as the core demons to fight him, such as the Marauder, the Pain Elemental, the Mancubus, the Cacodemon, the whole 9 yards. Or you can call these creatures in, which is really cool that you can call in these creatures as abilities. You have abilities of your own to try to take down the Doom Slayer. And for what I've played so far and the amount of time I've put into it, I want to say that it all depends what's your style of multiplayer. Do you like very straightforward fighting, fighting mode with a player against 2 of you, or do you miss the traditional classic multiplayer feel of Doom 2016? Now, I'm not saying this mode is bad, because it's actually not. It plays well. It has its moments of intensity where you and your friend are trying to take down the Doom Slayer and he could fight both of you, or vice versa. You're playing as the Doom Slayer and it's not intimidating, but it's hectic with all the stuff going on. You're really put through the trials and the tests of this game of how to survive. You level up you don't get different abilities. What you actually get when you level up, which might seem disappointing to some people, is all you earn is cosmetic items. But in-game, you earn the power-ups and the upgrades every round. You can select up to 3 upgrades to help you, depending if you're the demon or the Doom Slayer. Different upgrades in giving you more health, giving you more armor, being able to summon enemies faster, being able to enhance your minions, being able to enhance your own weapon as the demon. See, my current favorite class is the Marauder, which is introduced into the story mode. And he's a force of nature. These different demons actually feel like forces of nature playing as them, versus in 2016 when you would get the power-up notification to play as the Revenant, the Mancubus, the Cacodemon. I do miss that, because I also miss the Doom Marine versus Marine action, and I hope id Software takes notice of that and somehow adds more to this multiplayer mode, because this multiplayer mode is not bad at all. It's just that it's very light. But I can understand why it's so light, because Doom Eternal is focused on giving you a expansive single player experience. That's what it's for. But the multiplayer in this game can be fleshed out to make the package overall more hard to say no to. More difficult to say, I could wait for a sale. No. The single player alone already has you going. It already has you. But I didn't know what this Doom battle mode was. I never looked into this battle mode either, when it was being talked about during the development of this game, during all the previews. I wanted to leave myself surprised when I played this game. All I saw was some of the trailers and saw some of the gameplay, but I tried to avoid everything that was going to show me what was in the story mode and what was going to show me in this battle mode. I initially thought it was going to be a 3 versus 1, or Marines, a team of Marines taking on a superpowered demon, kind of like an Evolve type thing, or a Left 4 Dead-esque thing where we're playing as demons versus Marines, which I think that's how it should have been presented. But from what this battle mode is, I think it's okay. But for those who miss and actually liked the Doom 2016 multiplayer, I feel you. I like that mode so much. I actually did. It wasn't complex. It was just balls to the action fun. You know, balls to the wall fun. I really wish that id Software and Bethesda hopefully look into seeing that, okay, give this battle mode a chance, you guys. I would say give it a chance if you want to go in with, you know, get you and 2 of your friends together to go in and have fun playing this game with, you know, together. It's fun. It can break up. Sometimes it helped me break up the difficult sections of the story mode where I just like, okay, you know what, I'm getting frustrated. I would come to the battle mode, and I think it serves as that. The Doom campaign, Eternal campaign, can frustrate you in a lot of areas, and then you just come to the battle mode if you just want to murder. I think it could be presented and better in that aspect, but I hope that they also start to add in, either for free or if they have a pass planned. I don't know if they, I doubt they have a season pass planned, because I didn't see a season pass or battle pass or any of that crazy shit in this game. But if id Software looks into it and creates a multiplayer mode, like expands the multiplayer mode, it could be done with this game mode. You can bring this game mode and add more players to it. Turn it into a TDM. I mean, keep the 3 versus 1, the 2 versus 1 aspect. You know, you could keep that. Keep that as its own mode where you play as the Slayer or play as the demons, but also add, you know, maybe 3v3, 4v4, where you're playing as the demons against 4 players of Marines with the demonic enemies in the middle, so you can siphon off, the Marines can siphon off health and they can siphon off energy instead of relying on pickups, unless people want to have weapon pickups on the ground or ammo pickups to make it feel more like an old school shooter even more. But Doom Eternal's battle mode is still, it's just a hit. I don't want to say it's hit and miss, because I enjoy it and I've not seen anybody shame it so far, but it leaves you wanting more, but not in the bad way. It leaves you wanting more from Doom, to bring in more modes, to bring in more improvements in the future. I mean, if it was me, I could have created a Doom multiplayer. I would say I could have made a Doom multiplayer, you know, either as its own standalone game or part of Doom Eternal. I think they should have went ahead and took notes from the Resident Evil 3 remake. Make the full game its own game, and make the multiplayer its own separate game. Just like with Resident Evil 3 Nemesis coming up. That's going to have the single player separate, and it has this Project Resistance. It has a Resident Evil Resistance mode, which is a multiplayer-esque mode that reminds me, from what I've seen of that mode and this mode, it reminds me of it a little bit, having one person play as the dominant character and other characters trying to fight you or survive against you. It has that familiar feel and vibe to it. So maybe multiplayer is going to cut back a little bit, you know, making it condensed modes so people can focus on single player and story, which, hell, I wouldn't be mad at that. But for the audience that seeks an add-on like that, like an add-on of multiplayer, it's really going to determine what your taste in multiplayer is, and it's going to determine how much you love Doom Eternal and how much you love Doom. That do you want to invest more into this multiplayer, into this little battle mode? I like it, you know. I cut into this battle mode, like I said, whenever I came to a tough section. Every time I got to a tough section, I'd save the game, I'd exit the game, and I would come back to the battle mode. It does break up the monotony of Forgive me, I'm getting over some allergy coughs. No, it's not COVID-19, so cut me a break. And I just forgot what I was about to say. Great, thanks a lot. Fuck Mother Nature and this cough. Anyway, Doom Eternal's multiplayer is going to determine how you feel about Doom Eternal itself. Are you going to enjoy this 2v1? Will you even bother with this 2v1? And if you're just a single player guy, then hey, Doom Eternal has massive amounts of replayability for you to go in and continue to speedrun and play. So either way, with or without the battle mode, I would say the battle mode, I give it a 7. It's still lacking in a lot of areas, but hey, we got Doom Eternal, got Doom 64, and side note, Doom 64 is now available on the other platforms like Nintendo Switch. I think the prices might be different because on the Nintendo Switch I saw it for only $5 since Doom Eternal is not on the Switch. And I wonder how they're going to put that on the Switch. But they did it for Doom 2016 and they did it for Wolfenstein, the New Colossus. So we'll see where we get. But overall, that concludes both parts to the Doom Eternal and now the battle mode and Doom 64. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and guys, once again, thank you for watching, and I'm going to try and go back and speedrun Doom later.